The Samsung Galaxy S23 lineups are right now on pre-order, and I know most of you guys don't want to spend the $1,200 on the S23 Ultra or the $1,000 on the S23 Plus. Then what about the normal S23? So in today's video, I'm going to give you all the reasons why you should consider buying the S23. So stay tuned to the end of the video, and please, if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on notification for a lot of good videos come up on Big Phil TV. The first main reason why somebody might want to consider buying the S23 is because of the price. This is the cheapest smartphone in the lineup of the S23 series. And for that price, you get up to 256 gigabytes of internal storage with 8 gig of RAM. We're going to talk more about the storage later in this video. But if you just want to buy a new smartphone, if you want to have the latest S23 and you don't want to spend too much money because you're on a budget, then the normal S23 is the great way to go. Secondly, the size. This smartphone is compact. It's really small. Listen, I had all those three phones in my hands for almost five to 6 hours, and I was so much in love with the size of the S23 because it's just very compact. It feels good in the hand. It's very small. It weighs just 168 grams, which is much lighter, even more than the S23 Plus. And even though it is the most smallest and the lightest phone, Samsung didn't compromise in the build quality of this phone, or even the design, because the design looks similar as the other S23. The build quality is similar to the other S23. It is made of Gorilla Glass Victus 2, both front and back, which is very strong, and aluminum frame. So the phone, Samsung didn't compromise on the design or the build quality of the phone. But one thing I love about it, the size just feels so good in the hands. It's very compact. Another great reason why you should consider buying the S23 is because of the display. This smartphone has an amazing display. It has a 6.1 inches of dynamic AMOLED 2X screen, 120 Hz with HDR10+, and the brightness can goes up to 1750 nits. That's the same amount of brightness as the big boy Galaxy S23 Ultra. Yes, guys, but for $800, you are having an amazing dynamic AMOLED screen with up to 1750 nits of brightness. That is amazing. The resolution is just 1080p, but the PPI density is more than that of the Galaxy S23 Plus. So that means smaller screen, better more PPI, better display, much better brightness. It's just a great smartphone to go for. I mean, in terms of display. But I know a lot of people might say the drawback is the 1080p display. But listen, I had these three phones in my hand, and I was unable to tell the difference in terms of the display. All these three phones have an amazing display, but just the resolution is more on the S23 Ultra, but the same 1080p on the S Plus and the normal S. The performance of the Galaxy S23 is another reason why you should consider buying this smartphone. It has the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 with Android 13 and Samsung One UI 5.1 on top of it. It has the same processor as the top Galaxy S23 Ultra, which costs $1,200, but this is $800, and it has the same power, the same processor. For the few hours I spent navigating this smartphone, oh my God, it was super fast. I saw no hiccups, no lag. It was just amazingly fast, thanks to the newest processor and the 120 Hz refresh rate. There are many storage options that you can choose from if you decided to buy the Galaxy S23. There is 128 GB of internal storage with 8 GB of RAM, 256 GB with 8 GB of RAM, and 512 GB of internal storage with 8 GB of RAM. And luckily, right now, if you pre-order the Galaxy S23, Samsung is giving an upgrade of storage. So instead of having the 128 GB for $800, you will have 256 GB for $800. So if you pre-order right now, you will have storage upgrade from Samsung. The three main cameras on this smartphone might be another reason why you should consider buying this phone. The phone has a 50 megapixel, a 10 megapixel, and a 12 megapixel cameras. And with all these cameras, you can shoot up to 8K videos at 24 frames or 30 frames per second, 4K videos at 30 or 60 frames per second, 1080p videos at 30, 60, or 240 frames per second. So these cameras are great for, they're good, but as compared to the Galaxy S23 Ultra, which has up to 200 megapixel camera, this is okay. It is alright for most people. Other features that might encourage you to choose the normal Galaxy S23 include an in-display fingerprint. Yes, this smartphone has an in-display fingerprint and it works amazingly well. The phone has stereo speakers and they are tuned by AKG. It has Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3, GPS, NFC, Samsung DeX, Samsung Pay, and bunch of colors. This smartphone comes with a lot of colors options. You can choose either the Phantom Black, Cream, Green, Lavender, Graphite, or Lime. And on my opinion, the green is the best color. Secondly, the Phantom Black. That's all about this video. Reasons why you should consider buying the normal Galaxy S23. Let me know down in the comment section, guys, what are your thoughts about these reasons. If there's any reason I failed to mention in this video, please let us know in the comment section. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on notification for a lot of good videos come up on Big Field TV. Until then, see you into the next one. Peace.